Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy, Sainty DJ, and welcome back to another episode of our Minecraft Let's Play. So last episode, we built up this transport ship, and we explained kind of the lore and history of this world, and this is just going to be the first piece of it. But unfortunately, as you can see, we have no interior for it, so in today's episode, we are going to go and change that. And I'm hoping we're going to have some time to build up our frog farm, because we really need those froglights. And not only that, but we are going to be continuing our villager trading post. So that way we can get all those nice books, enchanted books, that we can use to make our tools that little bit better and last a lot longer. So this is why I can never get anything done. I've spent the last 2 hours in this cave mining out some resources. I was legit on the way to the new villager outpost when I came across this cave, so yeah, you guys can't really blame me here. So this is what we've got going over here with our villager trading area. As you can see, we've only got the 2 at the moment, and these guys only have mending and unbreaking. But as you can see, they are really expensive at the moment. So the only way to slash those prices is by getting a zombie to turn them, and then for us to turn them back. But for now, we don't have anything to do that, so we're gonna have to go and collect those emeralds ourselves. So how do we do that? So if we get a villager whose workstation is the fletching table, they would be able to trade emeralds for sticks. And since sticks is very easy to get, we can get a lot of emeralds very quickly. But first things first, we need to grab at least 2 villagers and take them over to a remote part of the area where we can do some breeding and create a lot more villagers. So we'll get right to that. And just like that, we have our villager breeding area. So this didn't take too long to make, and it wasn't that much of a pain. So basically we have 4 beds around here and a fence post. So once the baby is all breeded up, it drops down to the bottom here, and then we can just take out the baby and ship it off to a different area. So what we need to breed these guys is actually bread. You can use potatoes and stuff, but I find that bread is best because it adds more points to their kind of love levels, or whatever you want to call it. And just like that, we have our first baby down here. So it's official, we have a working villager breeding center. And yeah, it's very easy to make, and it works on bedrock as well. So you can pretty much build it wherever, and this is probably the most easiest one I have seen on YouTube. So I'll link down the creator in the description. Alright, and let's let you out there, bud, and we will ship you off to the trading center, which you will spend the rest of your life. Alright, so now that we got little man here, we'll wait till he grows up and we can make a little stall right here. And we'll probably turn him into a Fletcher, I think it's called. So that way we can start collecting up a lot more emeralds. So I won't show any more of this just because it's really basic, where it's going to be very repetitive. So we're going to keep getting more villagers, getting more crafting stations down. And we're going to get all the basics. So we already got mending up, unbreaking. And now we just need efficiency and probably fortune. And then we'll just keep repeating that process till we get a fair bit of our tools done. I won't get them all done today. We'll just get the main ones done, so probably the pickaxe and maybe the shovel. But anyway, guys, besides that, let's move on to building up our interior for the ship. So I will see you there. And we are all done making up our tools. And I got to say, we got some good ones here. So I went a little crazy and ended up doing my pickaxe, my shovel, and my bow, and kind of got started on the diamond sword. So this one's all kitted out. This one's all kitted out. I think we need at least one more enchant on this, and we're just starting on our sword. But with these, it's going to be a lot easier to gather materials, and we'll be able to do it a lot more and a lot faster. And now it's time to place in our floor. But first, I've got to deal with this guy. Alright, that'll show him. So we're going to be using a mixture of cobbled deep slate and just normal deep slate, and we should come out with a really cool pattern. And bam, just like that, we now have our flooring in, and it is already looking so much better. Now for the next step is to add in our walls. So we're over in the basalt delta right now, and we're gathering up some basalt and blackstone. So we're going to be using these mainly for the wall. So I'm going to keep going with this, and then once we get back, we can finally put that wall in place. And that looks pretty good. So we got the ship walls now in place, and I've been using these corridor things, so like the polished andesite, as kind of like a blockade, I guess, like the blast doors. So I really like the idea with the magma blocks, because I want to make it look like the ship kind of runs off it, because we got magma blocks underneath the wings of the ship. So this acts as some sort of, I don't know, like hovercraft, and then we got the magma blocks running down the side. So we're going to go out and get a lot more materials to finish this off, and yeah, we'll see how it looks from there. Now would you have a look at all of this? This looks 10 times better. So I've managed to add in some of these rods, and I think it looks really good. It goes with the theme, and it kind of acts as some sort of wire, and it just brings this build so much life into it. I mean, you could say it's a live wire. Was that good? And the next step now is to add in the ceiling.
A few moments later.
Well, that did not take long at all. We got the roof now in, and I think it's time we get rid of these torches. So you know what that means. It's time to build up that Froglight farm. Hey guys, it's future Sandy DJ here. I think present me got a bit lazy, so we'll be doing the voiceover right now. So the first thing we're going to be needing in order to create this Froglight farm is an ender pearl. So we're going to be using this water bucket to our advantage. We're going to stare right into that enderman's soul, and we're going to get his little ass over here. And we're going to be using the water to not only protect us, but do a little damage to this enderman. And just like that, an ender pearl is secured. Next, it's time to go into our nether and go all the way up to bedrock. And once we're at bedrock, we're looking for a target block of 127. And once we get there, we've got to put a few ladders down, and we're going to use that ender pearl to glitch right through the top. And now that we're up here, time to put down our portal to make sure we can get back. And I wanted to build another portal just so we can link it to our villager trading area. So the next thing we are going to be needing is, of course, our frogs. So there are 3 different types of frogs depending on what biome. And if you are wondering what biomes, then I suggest you go look on the wiki, because they'll have all the biomes listed below. Now, we already had white frogs that we got from a mangrove biome a few episodes ago. So I decided to go to the swamp and try my luck to grab some orange ones. And then it was just a matter of getting them up the ramp and into the nether portal. Now, since we were already in the swamp, it only made sense that we'd go hunting for some slimes, because we needed those slime balls to be able to mate the frogs. And now with the slime balls acquired, it was time to start the mating. Now with the eggs placed, we just needed for them to hatch. And success. Now don't do what I did and take their only source of life away from them. Make sure you have your buckets ready and full of water. Now the only frog left to get was the green frog, and these are only found in snow biomes. Now the only chance that you'd find these in the wild is if a swamp or mangrove biome spawned right next to a snow biome. But that's fine, because all we needed to do was place down our tadpoles in the snow biome and just wait for them to grow up. And once again, another success. Now with all the frogs collected, we can finally start on building up our Froglight farm. Now you're probably wondering what has happened to my gear. Well, let me just say, don't ever go to the bathroom unless you have double checked that you have paused the game. So to make sure it never happens again, I've got my diamond armor and I've got our pickaxe back, which is called Redemption. So this is our new pickaxe, and hopefully we can redeem ourselves. So the farm below is actually a really easy farm to make. So we got the storage system at the bottom, and we got some mine carts that push and collect all of our materials into the hoppers. And then above that, we got, of course, our frogs in the little spot and chains above them to stop them from crawling up or jumping up, but allowing the magma cubes to fall down. Then next, we got platforms for the magma cubes to actually spawn on. And we got the iron golems in the middle to kill the magma cubes and break them down to their small variants. And then the small variants will pop through the chains where the frogs can eat them. And that's how we get our Froglights. So since we're in the Basalt Delta, only 2 mobs can spawn in. That is the Ghast and the Magma Cube. So having the glass like this, having a space of at least 2 blocks between them, this allows only the Magma Cubes to spawn inside and the Ghast not to. And since it's a transparent block, so you can also use leaves, this will stop anything from spawning on top. And now here's the exciting part. It's time to actually go up to our AFK platform. So now we are at the top, and it is actually quite daunting up here. So the whole reason we're actually up here is so that our magma cubes will only spawn in to our farm. Because if we were down on the ground level with the farm, this would mean that the magma cubes could spawn underneath the bedrock, and that will reduce the amount of materials we can actually get from this farm. So I'm really hoping that we're not actually at a distance for this, because that would not be ideal. So I was really hoping the scaffolding would have caught my landing, but no, it acted as a real block and it just wouldn't let me go through it. So let's get my stuff back. Probably would have been good to turn on our rail system here. So that's probably something that we really need to get going. Oh guys, this is next level embarrassing. I mean, it wouldn't be a Sainty DJ episode without a little spice. Oh, please. I really don't want to lose my on. Alright, so it probably was about 5 minutes worth of just AFKing, and we've started getting a lot of things. Alright, this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. This was legit just 5 minutes worth of AFK. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with this. Like, this has legit been just 5 minutes of AFKing, and it's worked out amazing. So I'm going to AFK here a bit longer, and don't worry, no more jumping. And yeah, that will do it. I love these Froglights. They really just complete this area. And we didn't use a lot of Froglights in this build, but that farm is going to definitely help us in the future. And I decided to add in some mechs. So these guys are pretty much the muscle on this transport ship. So they drop them down below and they kind of do all the, I guess, terrorizing and control. And I thought this turned out really well. So we got its power core, so it's all powered up by the magma cubes or magma blocks. And we got them hooked up to some chain wires, so it acts as some sort of conveyor belt. So once these guys are ready to drop, then yeah, they'll be set into motion. But in saying that, this build is still not complete. We still got to do a few little bits and pieces, but that's all going to be off camera because we've run out of time for today. But now that we got the Froglight farm out of the way and we got majority of this build done, we can then take our time with this off camera and just work on little bits and pieces. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys all did enjoy today's video. Yeah, so I'm really excited for next episode. We're going to take a break from the nether and we're going to go back and start building in the overworld. Until then, guys, thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next episode.